So Jay, thanks for coming down today and doing a session with us.
No worries.
Very much appreciated. So how did you find it today?
Yeah, no, it's really fun. Really fun. It's something I haven't done in a very long time, so like getting all recorded and everything like that. So this is nice.
Yeah, good to hear.
Again.
Good to hear. So, your original, what was that based on? That story that you told?
that was actually based on my mum.
All
Actually,
right.
it's my little song for her. Basically, sadly, I lost her a couple of years ago in 2014, and I was at uni at the time, and sort of like far away from home, and all this happened. And it took me quite a few months to kind of get back on the horse and do all like the writing and that stuff. And that's actually the first song that came out of everything, and then the rest of the EP just then followed as well. But your heart, your soul, your smile is basically what I miss, basically, of seeing anyone that passed away. So, but no, it's been received really, really well, and even people who don't know the story, they're finding connections, which is like, at least the meaning's getting out there, which makes me feel good.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was like the lyrics were broad enough for people to relate to, but also seemed to be centered around something quite close to
it. There's many versions of the lyrics that I've done, actually, and I've managed to somehow make it so because I'm very my heart's on my sleeve kind of thing with my writing, and I managed just to take it back a little bit to make it feel a bit more broader. But the core of the story is there. If you're going to miss someone, you're going to miss them.
Yeah. And the whole of the EP is based around that kind of feeling.
Yeah, it's kind of dealing with the grieving period. So Coloured in Grey, it's just a general down feeling. Not if you lost a loved one, but general feeling of down. You can pick yourself up and go on. Obviously, your heart, your soul, your smile when you miss someone special. Ripped at the seams is just generally if you're feeling a bit lost. Actually, I was in a massive concrete jungle. I was in Southampton. And it's just like I was very lost with no one, but there are, your dreams are there kind of thing. And then New Start is kind of, when you've actually kind of just got back on the horse and off you go. Mm-hmm. So, you have a brand new start.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the juxtaposition as well of having the song being quite upbeat in tempo and feeling, but having lyrics that were quite not so much down, but just an emotional. I'm a miserable bugger, really, when I write music.
No, I can always write a ballad. I could always write like the downhearted ballads and that lot because of like my style of like writing lyrics. And it was one thing I really, really concentrated on. Went, okay, I've got a really nice song, but I need to make it, I'd say not more radio friendly, like my songs could be played on the radio, but just make it that little bit happier, and get there. Because my live sets, they were very sort of like, they were a bit downtrodden because everything was quite slow and quite somber lyrics. And I managed to change up to like the style and how I played and everything, and do get people dancing and singing along, which is good, just what I wanted, really. So it's nice that people now can. It's more accessible. More people can enjoy my music. Different
energies to it, I suppose, like in a live scenario. So with the more upbeat sort of style, who inspired you in that way? So like the emotional side of the lyrics and coupled with the upbeat.
With this particular EP, it has been Newton Faulkner. Straight off, is the first person with some of my playing style on some of the tracks, and you'll hear that in some of the melodies, especially Ripped at the Seams. Very, very Newton Faulkner-esque, but I have an eclectic listening list too, and but no, I seem to remember listening to a lot of that. And who else was it? Jason Mraz, in 2014 he released an album called Yes, which is basically just about going out there and just saying yes and doing things to it, and sort of like the whole sound, which is how my EPs actually started to sound, which is quite nice. That as well. So Jason Mraz was very, very key there. There's a lot of sort of like more of acoustic musicians this time. My older stuff I've normally listened to rock bands and tried to translate that on the guitar to varying successes, I should say.
So what got you into music in general? Who started you off?
Oh God, I've always had a keen interest, but I always got told no. I've always been told, here we go, here's one. I wanted to learn the cornet, a small version of the trumpet, when I was at a junior school. And I wasn't very bright, shall we say, at school. I was always in like the special needs classes back then. This is before dyslexia was a thing. And I got told I was too stupid to learn music. And I just went, no. So in 2004, I picked up my first guitar. Went through all college and people saying, oh, you can't do this, can't do that. And I've now got a degree in music. So if anyone says no, You can do it. If no one says you can't do it and you really believe in it, you can.
Yeah,
you can. I now play 8 or 9 different instruments, can read music clearly, and it's just... Yeah,
that's bizarre to hear like that amount of no, considering like music is so accessible to everyone. I think everyone should play an instrument, and everyone's got it in them to master an instrument.
Each step of music, there's always been like at least one main person saying no. Like when I wanted to go to uni, a load of my teachers said no, you'll never get to uni. And when I got to uni, people were going, oh, you'll never make it through first year, second year. I did 5 years in the end. Obviously, mum passing away in my third year. I did my third year a couple of times, and I finally got my silly hat and my bit of paper. It's wonderful.
And how has that helped you with furthering your music career, the degree?
It's great. Oh, do you know what? I miss Southampton dearly. I've recently moved back to Northampton, and I do miss it, just because there was... it's with any university. If you go to specialise in something, you could be surrounded with the same minds. And I've always had very strange mind. I've always listened not to the lyrics, not to the melody. I've always listened out for a particular rhythm on a snare or on a hi-hat or something like that. I've always picked out something like that, and I've always been told I'm very strange when listening to that. I went to uni. It was the complete. It was the thing to do. So with that, just being surrounded by so many people, and then obviously then being connected with loads of people just helps you just to progress and then go out. I mean, if you told me 5 years ago to write an EP on how I felt after my mum passed away, no, would have shut down and would have never got recorded. So I've come out a lot. In my personality, I was very shy, believe it or not, when I went to uni.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely a good thing to do, I think, further in education within music. 'Cause, I mean, even if the education itself doesn't help you, I mean, just the people you surround yourself with.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. I may have not got the best degree. I ended up sadly getting a 2-2, but I was always involved. There were so many opportunities, and I was always there with the opportunities. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what you get in your degree. Some people are just naturally smart and get first. Lucky them. But I made the most of it. I went and did everything I could. So, but yeah, I know, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no such thing as talent, I like to say. It's always hard work.
Yes. Yeah, always a hard graft, always.
So just to close up, the question we like to ask all of our guests that we've had so far is if you were to put on a festival, just to get a more keen idea on your influences, if you were to put on a festival, who would be your 3 headliners? My 3 headliners.
Okay, so opening up, I would have to say... Okay, this might change on what it is. I'll say Biffy Clyro.
Yeah.
Definitely Biffy Clyro's got to be on there. How their stage show is a bloody amazing. I've seen 4 or 5 times now, and each time they've outstanded me. Following that, I'm a bit torn between Foo Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age, or Them Crooked Vultures.
Ooh.
Yeah, everyone is waiting for Them Crooked Vultures to come back. I was like, Josh Homme and Dave Grohl, please get back together. So yeah, something like that, like Queens of the Stone Age, Foo Fighters, and then last night got Muse straight off. Just how they do. If people don't like Muse for their music, go see them live. You'll change your mind instantly. Their stage show is something phenomenal. And for this generation, it's like our kind of like Pink Floyd and stuff like that.
It's comparison. Yeah,
that's just their. It's just a stage show. I always like a big old stage show, but all 3 of those bands really do well. So
brilliant. Thank you very much for coming down again today.
No worries.
And hope that everything goes well for you with your future career.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Right. Thank you.
Thank you.